What's good, people? It's your boy, Icarus Gray. And this is Gray Area Anime. And we are back, my friends, with another one. Oh, man. Feels good to be back. Today, I'm Icarus Gray, but last week I was Sicarus Gray.
What?
I was a little under the weather.
Oh, okay.
That voice that you hear in the background is Introduce Yourself, player.
Executive producer of this here podcast known as Prima Diva.
Brought to you by Electric Diva Studios.
All day and tomorrow. Thank you.
Oh my God. Listen, this is not some sort of frat, ma'am, or sorority.
I wasn't saying that like
The
it
way you
was.
said, no, you was real. You was off the top rope, all day and forever.
I'm just saying it's Electric Diva Studios, baby. I'm just putting it out there.
I represent this house.
No, please.
Studios.
Stop yourself. Please.
That's what you sounded like.
That's not it at all.
All day and
No, I
forever.
sounded very Southside. I did not sound.
You did not.
Okay, babe.
Not at all.
All right.
Not in the least.
I don't know how you would know, but okay.
Oh, okay. Born there, didn't leave.
I ain't
Stayed
leave
in
either.
other places. Like, I was born there, moved there. You lived in Connecticut as a small child and other things.
I mean, I was born there, lived there,
So.
majority of my life. I know about it.
Yeah,
It's in
you
my
know,
blood. The DNA
I
don't
was
lie.
born there first, but it's fine. So I don't know.
Barely, my dude.
Not even
And
barely,
I don't even
fam,
know
I
if
was
you really
there.
were born there. Look, we're not going to get into an episode
I
about checking
was.
your credentials because that's where we headed right now. Let's get back to the actual show. Thank you.
Which today is another checking up on things we've been watching and just like where we are with all of our like anime, manga readings, manhwas, all that good stuff. It's not a Gote 3 because obviously the Gote 3 aren't here, but still, it's some good conversations to be had. So, my dear executive producer, what have you been watching and or reading lately?
The only thing that I've really been watching is the Assassination Classroom. That's what I've been watching.
Thoughts?
I love it. I really, first of all, I went into it because you told me that it wasn't what I thought it was. And the main reason why I
What
stayed
did you originally think it was?
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Okay.
The main reason I stayed away from it for so long is because at the time when I first saw Assassination Classroom, I had been watching a lot of dark stuff. Like, so I had just finished
Your
watching.
usual.
No, not my usual. Thank you.
Okay.
It's just a sometime thing. Okay. Every now and again, I might stumble across something that's a bit more serious. At the time,
That's the amount of lies you're telling.
I'm
But
not
continue.
lying. I've not watched anything deep like that in a long time. Like at the time I just got through watching The Future Diaries. When I first came across it, I had started watching I can't think of it. I know there were guns and there was a lot of shooting and I was like, I'm not in the mood to watch anything like dark. And I saw a brief summary of like what it was about the kids trying to kill their teacher. And I was like, why do you keep doing that?
Because every time you lie, I'm just throwing in a wow.
I'm not lying. I'm telling you the truth. What the hell, dude? I'm really being honest. And how would you even know I wasn't even around you?
Hey, listen.
That's what I'm saying. Like, listen to me. Gosh, you're such a jerk. Are you going to let me speak?
Hey, listen.
Anyway, so like I said, I just got through watching some stuff. And then I think I'm not sure if I came across it as soon as I started that. I think The Guilty Crown had just come out and I was starting to watch that. And I was like, oh, this is getting too deep for me. I can't deal with this. I'm not going to give it a watch. And then it wasn't until recently you were like, it's not what you think it is. Check it out. And so from the first episode, when I was like, oh my God, this is wholesome. And I love it. I love everything about it. Now, the animation style is a style that I'm not necessarily used to. I think most times I gravitate towards the...
Stabilize yourself, young Padawan.
What do you mean?
You got your mic moving all around. It's
Oh, sorry. I didn't notice. But yeah, so I think it's because I'm leaning on the cord. Hold on. All right. But anyway, so Now you made me forget what I was saying.
And the animation style.
Yes, thank you. Good Lord. Okay, yes, animation style. We're tired. Anyways, so the animation style is different because it does look like, I can't really describe it. I know I asked you about it because you said they probably wanted to maintain some level of like similarity to the actual manga because it has such hard lines on the outside of the characters. It literally reminds you that it's a drawing. It's very meta or reflexive in that way.
It's just strong in its lines. You know, a lot of times, like, it's not like amazing enough. Speaking about lines, just to have a small aside, Samurai Jack, if you go back and watch it, has no lines, like, on the outside.
Really?
Like, there's no defining lines. Like, it's literally like a painting.
I'll have to go back and look at it.
That was something that also the guy who did Samurai Jack created Dexter, by the way. If no one knew.
Dexter's in Dexter's Laboratory or Dexter the show?
Dexter's Laboratory.
The best. Okay. I mean, both of them were good, but Dexter's Laboratory rules.
Yeah.
Anyway, I mean,
but
like, literally.
So the style is just something that kind of caught you off guard. But like, I remember reading Assassination Classroom. You're gonna hear that a lot from me about stuff that I was reading before they became animes, because it's been like, I think the last 5 or 10 years, where a lot of the things that I was reading that are like way far along. And I mean, if you think about it, that's about the time it takes for a manga to accumulate enough content for them to want to animate, and gives them enough time to gain the popularity that they need to gain to even be animated. So Assassination Classroom was one of those that, like, I enjoyed reading it a lot. I didn't finish it. I have heard that, like, I don't know if the ending was as satisfying as what people wanted it to be. I do know that the anime fixed a bit of that, is kind of what I heard. But I'm not as sure on it because I haven't watched it. Because a lot of times, sometimes, like, when I get caught up on reading a lot of things, I just kind of, like, if I stop because, like, I'm reading a million other things or life, then I just don't want to go back and watch the anime because I want to go back and read.
Yeah.
Because
I get like that sometimes.
Well, just because I was like gun shy on they're doing a lot better at like sticking to source material, not going too far off on the beaten path to create their own non-unique thing. But
yeah, well, I mean, that's always a gamble when you want to do something new. We were going to talk about that, but I'm not going to go down that road. Anyway, I'm currently.
I mean, you can still drop it because I don't really have one. I'll have to think about one, but like, you can.
I was just going to say on Assassination Classroom, I'm currently on episode. I think I'm on episode 17 of season 1. So for those of you who have watched it or are interested in watching it, just a quick note about what it's about. So again, like I said, it's about some high school rejects. Did you want to tell them?
No, I just, you could make it. Go ahead.
I mean, like, or not high school. I'm sorry, middle school rejects who got into this elite school, but they have the lowest grades. So they got sent to this like off campus, run down old classroom, and they got stuck with this strange teacher who happens to be like yellow octopus, or he looks like one anyway. And well, I'm sorry. Do you have a better one?
What's the school that you would get sent to if you were bad?
Alternative school.
Yeah, so it's kind of
like
like
that, but
it's kind of like alternative school in the middle of a private school. But the alternative school is essentially what they use to. They basically use it as a placebo for the private school. So the better students, essentially, like the fact that you're terrible,
placebo,
we get to
more
look
like a catalyst.
But the only reason I say placebo is because a lot of those kids are intelligent. It just it benefits me more to keep you here than it does for you to like.
Yeah, it just gives them. Because
even when they raise their grades up, it's like, nah, y'all can't come back to school.
No, because they need someone to hate. And that's what I was saying.
And that's what I meant by a placebo. It's not a real hate, because a lot of these kids are smarter or as smart as these kids. But they also have their own ulterior motive. That's getting too much aside.
No, what I was going to say is something similar to that, which is that the class serves as a front on two aspects. On the one, it serves as a front for the actual school because it emphasizes the school ideology, which is that as long as you motivate the students by giving them someone to hate, to make fun of, to make them feel like they're superior to, then they'll work harder to maintain that superiority
because they'll
be afraid of superiority. You can hit me with that because I feel like I said that wrong the first time.
She may say superiority.
But so like it gives them someone to feel that way against, and because they're afraid of ending up in the position of being assigned to class E, they work harder. So it's a front on that end for the actual school official, but it's also a front for the government because they're using these students to try to kill their teacher who is immune to regular bullets. So that's another thing, parents, if you're interested in watching this with your kids, it probably would be good. I mean, it's really cute. Maybe your older children though, because there are some almost adult themes. Not even almost. There are some adult. One episode I got to today, I was like, oh my God. It's real serious. So maybe like 13 or 14.
Okay.
You're gonna watch it with the kids. I'm just saying, like, don't watch it with the 7-year-old. It ain't the one.
I don't know. And you guys just let me know in the comments how you guys like her breakdowns on episodes.
Oh my God. Thank you for giving them an opportunity to judge me. Oh my God.
Ma'am, a lot of the times you be like, I did great. I said what I needed to say. So you just be confident in yourself.
I am. I don't, but at the same time, I don't really need, no offense, listeners, I don't need a pat on the back, but I'd appreciate it. I'd appreciate it.
I'm just saying, like, anyway.
But no,
I'm just saying that was like the most, I don't know.
I wasn't finished. Like, you kind of derailed me a little bit.
Yeah, we're moving on.
Okay, it's fine. But the point is, it's a good show. It's really heartwarming because it turns out the teacher just really wants to be a really great teacher, and it gets you interested in the backstory as to how he came to be a teacher. His plan is to destroy the Earth. He blew a hole in the sun, in the moon. Okay, that's how we ended up here. He blew a hole in the moon. The moon is gone, which I wish they would just like explore a little bit more. Because if the moon is gone, there are no waves. Like, how does that affect things?
Anime.
I know, but I just wonder about that. Anyway, so there's
a lot of stuff they kind of, I think, end up explaining about it. But anyway,
he's threatened to destroy the Earth. So that's the reason why the kids have to kill him before the end of their final year of middle school, because he plans to put a hole in the Earth and destroy everything, even though he's so cool.
Anyway, yeah. So Assassination Classroom was really, really good. Yeah. So
it's available on Hulu.
If you can do, and this is just to challenge you on your great synopsis. If you can do a short synopsis of the manhwa you've been reading, which is pretty interesting.
The what?
The manhwa webtoon.
Oh, manhwa, is that what it's called?
Yes,
that's a very nice name. Oh.
But if you got a
feel very
short
superior.
one, go ahead. Anyway,
I was gonna say, so, I'm trying to figure out which one you wanted me to talk about.
There's a king. He's married to this queen.
Oh wait, are you?
And they're able to have mistresses, apparently.
Oh, you're talking about the remarried.
But they have to follow protocol. He don't follow that protocol. Hilarity ensues with also some really nice twists, turns. It's crazy. It's great. What's the name of it?
The Remarried Empress.
All right, that's it. Go check it out.
Okay.
All right.
That wasn't the one I was thinking you were talking about.
I didn't know.
I'm reading several. Okay.
Well, we're gonna talk. We were talking about that one, or we talked about that one.
We also talked about this super cute one.
Which one are you talking about?
The one. It's like a super cute love story. It's called. Let me pull it up. Unlovable Replacement.
Okay.
I did talk about that one.
You did talk about that one. I do.
And they finally did their series, or not series, their season finale. Just went live on Webtoon. I would love to know if there are any other readers out there, because I really want to know what y'all think about that ending. It was so sweet, and I really want them to work out. So yeah, let me know.
You are crazy.
I'm not.
You are so crazy.
You know what? Look, man, I'm doing the best I can.
I love you because I married you. I love
I can.
The ground you walk on. But like, you're excited. Like, I feel like if I let you go, if I let you off the reins when you find something, like, I'd look down and I'd be like, the episode is over. And you would just be like, but what?
But there's so much.
And I'd be like,
Listen.
But that's why I need, like, again, listeners rather, and those who read. This is why we need your feedback, because being the point of all of this is so that we could enter into conversation with you guys
about good stuff that you're watching. And
what
reading.
you think.
Because we want to introduce more people to the medium.
Yeah.
And she's a tweener is what I call you.
Oh, what?
Tweener. So you're in between, like, and tweens are normally like, you know, your teen, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But you're like in between master and you're nowhere near a student. Nowhere near a student.
I guess, honey.
You're an intern. You're an intern.
Barely.
You're nowhere near a student.
Just saying.
But it's like, you know, so we're like working on it to like explain to y'all every aspect of these things that we like. And I know I joke and kid with her a lot about her excitement, but it's just as a master in some sorts, it's like, no, I don't think I would have said it that way, but it may reach you guys.
I feel that as a teacher, I do the same thing, but I mean, you know, you got to let the students decide for themselves how to.
But on my end, I've been watching a lot of random stuff. I just started Jujutsu Kaisen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think it's the name of it.
We kind of watched that where I ended up watching it while you were watching it.
Kind of good. I mean,
yeah, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to watch it no more. Me and Charmaine were both like, I had nightmares. I don't think I could watch this. Like the concept is so dark.
The concept is basically
the show itself is very interesting.
It's basically like you take Bleach and you kind of peel back the Shinigamis in a certain way. You take the second. I got it.
I know you do.
I don't know. That's I got it.
So you just pour a whole lot of dark on there, but go ahead.
Well, no, you don't pour too much more dark. You just switch because they make the Shinigami and stuff like an afterlife kind of. They don't tell you where the power comes from and all this other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
In this regard, it's a fighting demons with demons, exorcist kind of
curses
thing.
with curses, which is another thing that's like I can't get with that.
So, you know, in that, what I find interesting about it is. It's like, so the main character whose name I cannot remember. I'm terrible with the names. I told you guys, don't look it up. It's fine.
Okay.
It's basically like he is one of those abnormally strong people. He's just got a gift. He's just like gorilla strong, but probably way stronger. Like is breaking world records and stuff. And he's a part of the occult club, which is another thing that's always just like weird to me because they like play.
They want you to know that they're
Ouija
leaning towards the supernatural ending of themselves. Like already they're leaning towards that direction, you know?
And he's really just did it because he didn't want to. He was one of those reluctant, I don't want to do anything. I just want to be around my grandfather at the time. And so, long story short, they get into some trouble. You find out that he gave a member in the occult this artifact, which was a demon's finger. He did not know that, but you know,
it carried
one of
a
those
curse
things.
Or something like that.
Well, it carried a curse. It was a
cursed
item, and with that cursed item, their demons want to eat it because it makes them stronger.
Yeah.
So with that, these demons come to the school. They end up attacking two of his friends. He gets there with one of the people who can fight demons or curses with curses. He uses two wolves. I forgot what he called them. But anyway, and he's fighting them, and it looks like his friends are about to be eaten. So he comes through, and the main character comes through, kicks the demon, takes the tension off, and he's like, "What?" The Shinigami guy is like, "What are you doing?"
Mm-hmm. I told you to stay at the gate.
You know, as it always happens. And long story short, he ends up fighting, gets into a situation where he's about to end up dying. He has the curse in his hand. He ends up eating the finger. Now, the thing about this is the finger is an embodiment of a very, very, very strong
evil guy. He wasn't really a demon at the time.
Well, he was a Shinigami or exorcist as well.
Oh, he was? I thought he was like, oh, that makes that more interesting then.
Yeah. So he became so strong that he grew 2 arms and some other stuff.
Yeah, I think he had
and
4
with
arms.
He had 4 arms total, and with those 4 arms, his fingers are scattered everywhere, and they're one of the most strong, or the strongest curse out there. Mm-hmm. Apparently, it's something that their school or this school that's set up for the people who are exorcists or whatever are trying to get a hold of. And the main character is so strong-willed spiritually or mentally or whatever that he can control this guy.
Yeah, because normally it would lead to just possession of some sort.
You know, possess them and so on and so forth. So it goes from there. It's really interesting. I think I like it because it does give me Bleach vibes. I always will say this just for the spiritual people. There are a lot of animes and mangas that may be difficult for you in the same way that not everyone has read Revelations. Is my best example. Okay. So if you're not ready to read Revelations, you're probably not ready for.
I wouldn't even say
a
that.
lot of these. Well, the reason I say it because like if you end up reading Revelations now and looking outside, looking at a newsreel, it's gonna hit you a little differently. You're gonna feel a certain way for most, or not most, but for people who aren't yet ready.
Okay,
is what I'm saying. So these kind of animes and mangas, because I don't know what we're doing, but I'm just setting a gauge here kind of thing, are more difficult kind of things that you want to kind of be watchful for, because what you watch, what you eat, all this stuff does affect you in a certain way. And I say that because a lot of times, a lot of these, or some of these that we watch, like we can watch ReZero because I don't know, we're just weird in that aspect. It's
really good. It's really cool.
But, you know, like a lot of these dark ones that will kind of use spirituality as their plaything, you kind of just gotta watch. And some of these, like I said, I find it interesting just because I move that to the side like real quick in myself.
Yeah. And
then I watch the story and kind of see where they're going, and then I'm like, I'll dispute or throw out what, like, nah, I see what you're doing here kind of thing. I just say that because I know that if you've heard me over at BibleStudyGirl.com, this is a stark difference for some. So I'll start like giving those kind of warnings for people because I do want to invite more people to watching and enjoying these mediums. You just need to know kind of like what you're getting into.
Right.
And even though I do know that the world is kind of making things a lot more common, normal on that level, that's not how it is for everybody. Well, just the darker side of everything.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, you gotta.
You're right. You
gotta be careful.
The darker side of superheroes, and like it gets to a point where you don't feel like there's kind of any hope in the world, kind of thing. And you can get down that rabbit hole in anime and manga, so just kind of be careful about that. And that's kind of the thing that I was watching with like with a couple of the newer ones that we've been watching, like Darwin's Game was kind of like that. Because it didn't really even, not in the spirituality kind of sense, but in that hopeless kind of friends dying, even though, you know, like he doesn't feel any, he changes in a certain way. Tokyo Ghoul was one of those.
I was not gonna watch Tokyo Ghoul.
I enjoy it. I love it.
I heard it's amazing, but no,
it's freaking amazing. Like it really is amazing, especially once you get to the end of it. It's not like there's no, you know, it's not demons and all that stuff.
No, it's not even that. It's just that at this point in my life, I can only deal with a certain type of gore or a certain level of gore. I can't do it.
They get into it.
I cannot do it.
What else have I been doing or watching and reading lately? I haven't started any memoirs. I was reread, I should say. It was either Nice Guy or Sweet Guy. I think we were talking about it on Gote 3
Nice Guy
episode. But Sweet Guy, I think, is
what is
the name
called?
of it. Yeah, but it's Nice Guy or Sweet Guy. If you look up Nice Guy, Sweet Guy, Manhwa, you'll find it. NSFW. So just know that I said it. NSFW. But I reread that and I was just like, man, if you take the sex out, you got gold, man. You got gold, like pure gold. Like it's a relatable thing. You give a nerd guy the like this power to make people happy, and then you just
is that what you call it?
Well, yeah, I'm just or to make endorphins release, and would probably be a better way to kind of to premise this. And then you put him in a situation where he has to deal with all that, kind of like reconciling your own confidence. Like am I really doing this because I've never been a ladies' man, and so on and so forth. And I think it's just one of those really good things that the building confidence things I really like. And I think that's what I really enjoyed about it, and why like a lot of it didn't, all the sex mingled in and all this other stuff didn't bother me, is because I've always championed for gaining confidence. You know, I'm still somebody who's gaining my own confidence in and of myself. So it's a big thing to me. So I enjoyed that. We've been trying to I caught up on My Hero Academia, which I told you guys about. And so we've been watching a little bit of it. It's a little rocky because Prima Diva has these moments where she can't watch anything.
Oh, that's not true. I just was not in the place, again, emotionally, I'm in a different place right now. I'm just gonna leave it like that.
So we can't watch currently. So I'm trying to catch up on that.
We can too. I love
trying to catch
Fire
up
Force.
on One Piece. Fire Force.
We've been watching, and I am enjoying.
I
the
love
heck
Fire
out of
Force. My biggest not gripe with Fire Force is a lot of times when they're creating these unique but not unique religions, and it's always built upon everything is a lie. It's always built upon,
but that makes sense though.
Yeah, it does. But like this one was kind of, it's the truth reveal had better be worth it.
I think it will be. I hope it will be. But I mean, even if that's not, I know the fight will be.
Oh, the fight will be.
The fight is going to be
animation
epic.
and everything is going to be epic. It's just a lot of times the payout for these warped religious things that get done ends up being, well, actually, it was the angels that were doing this all along.
But I mean, that goes back to
saying?
what we were talking about before about this being a Western versus Eastern ideology, or more specifically, a Japanese versus U.S. ideology, which is that they, you know, historically anyway, approach religion with a healthy dose of suspicion. Like this is not, especially Christianity, with an extreme amount of suspicion because it's completely against their entire way of life. So it's like
it's one of those things where it's like you end up having all of these great parts without it.
Yeah.
You know, like if you're just saying, you know, this happened, we didn't really know how it happened. You know, in that there are people who created a religion out of it. There are people who didn't form a religion out of it. You know, they thought it was science. That's still, you know, more true to life, but we lean so heavily on the warping of, like, religion is not the only thing in the world that warps perception.
Agreed.
Politics warps perceptions, media, no matter what it is. So.
That's what I think they're actually doing, though, because you notice when they went, spoilers ahead, okay? Spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. When they went to attack the church, right, they got it there, and the captain of the first guard, or the first fire force squad was there, and he said, there's nothing here. You won't find any fake scriptures here. And that's what made them redirect their attention not to the church, but to the business that had capitalized off of what they were doing. So it's like, you know, they kind of went down this way where it seemed like they were going to kind of go that way, but then it switched over and it was like, no, the entirety of industry and everything else. But it was really the, whatever is going on, the darkness of it is going to be found in the private sector, the business.
But the darkness
sector.
of it was using, you know, the religion to kind of get a foothold in.
Yes. Because,
so
I mean, they did do a good job of the misdirect there.
Okay, you're right.
You know?
I am remembering that because I forgot about that. Yeah. But it's interesting. And I know we haven't, like, this episode has kind of been, like, all over the place just in kind of our little conversation. But I missed y'all. And I wanted to get something out. Like I said, I was not feeling great last week. And I hated that I didn't get anything out. I hated that I haven't been posting like I have been wanting to. And I'm going to get back to it. I am planning some really big things for 2021. I'm going to keep growing the channel, and we're going to keep, you know, knocking at the door of growing, evolving, because I love this medium. I'm not going to shy away from it. It's something that I enjoy a lot. And I want to share it with people. I want this to be something that, you know, you find the things that you can watch with your kids, because they do tell great stories. And there are great lessons and things to be learned. And even Neon Evangelion. Oh my God. So tough to say that word.
Evangelium?
Evangelion. It's one of the,
Jelligan?
no. Just stop trying to help.
I'm trying to help me.
You're not help.
I'm
Well,
trying to
I'll
help
show
me.
you later. I'll
Okay.
show you later. Just let me say it and don't like keep messing me up.
Trying to help me and them. Okay.
They know what I'm talking about. Trust
Yeah,
me.
okay.
You know, deals with bipolar or deals with depression in this dark way that you focus solely on a certain aspect of things, but it's really about depression and kind of like overcoming that. And there are so many other treasures in anime that do that I think our animated mediums lack a lot. Outside of like Pixar movies, I think Pixar movies have that je ne sais quoi of
Well done there.
like what it is to have a meaning in what it is you're doing. Now they do it in a movie setting and it's still something that kids get and adults are getting because they're also crying or whatever the case may be.
We all crying together, yeah.
But I just think that no matter what your take on anime is, I do know that a lot of the time there is a great way of combining these stories, breaking things down, folklore, mythology. They take on religion in certain ways, in ways that you will, if you're devout in anything, it solidifies for me at least, because it makes me research what I need to research. It makes me find the things that I need to find, because it's like, oh, I see what the attempt was here. You know, I see what was trying to be done. It shows the strength of relationships, the strength of friendships. Good values are abound in the stories that they
really
tell.
good ones.
And so you just kind of have to pick through it, and that's our job. We're going to keep picking through it and keep showing you guys things that we find interesting. We're going to talk about the things that you find interesting, and we hope that somewhere along the line we change you from rookies into vets and then senpais of your own. Do your thing.
If you would like to get in touch with us and get a nice little one-on-one chat conversation going, you can get at us on Twitter at Gray Area Anime 1. You can also holler at us on Instagram or Facebook at Gray Area Anime. And we welcome any comments, suggestions, or anything like that, questions that you may have that you want us to answer on Gmail at grayareaanime@gmail.com.
And we'll see you guys on the next one, a 1 and a 2, and peace.